Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Hall Family Wines Happy Hour. My name is Kathryn Hall. My guest today is Cole Hauser, whom you all know from so many fabulous films, from back Good Will Hunting, Too Fast, Too Furious, and so many more. And to these days, I am sure you are knowing him best from his role as Rip on the hit series Yellowstone. So we're going to bring him on in just a minute. Cole has said that he will answer questions. So if you have any questions that you would like to pose, get them in the queue. We'll get to as many as we can. Also, I want all of you to know about the Cabernet cook-off that we have scheduled this year for April 23rd. This has been going on now almost 20 years. It's a chance for you to win $5,000 up for your favorite charity. So you have to submit a recipe to this very site right here of a recipe of a food you like to pair with our 1873 Cabernet Sauvignon. And the winners will be selected on April 23rd, and we have a fabulous program, so I look forward to seeing you then. So now, let's bring on Cole Hauser. Cole, are you there?
How you doing?
Hey, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So glad to have you here. So you are not in Montana these days, right?
No, hence the beard. I'm in California.
Yeah. Yeah, you're looking much more Good Will Hunting these days.
Right.
So, yeah. By the way, is that hard? You must have to, like on a beard, you must have to dye that almost daily?
No, it's
No?
every 8 days, 9 days. Yeah.
Oh.
But as I get older, it's seemingly the hairdressers get a little more pissed off because the gray is coming in. So the gray goes through the dark beard pretty quick.
Oh, I do not feel sorry for you. Okay. But that's good to know. Actually, you look great with your ginger hair, and you look great with your dark hair, and I think it really does fit the character.
Thank you.
Dark. So anyway, your character that you play is so incredibly, I mean, he's such a heartthrob. He's strong, and at the same time, he is just, he's romantic. I mean, he puts on the lights out by the barn, and he does a dance with Beth. I mean, I tell you, I am a huge fan. So how much of Rip is there in Cole Hauser?
You know, Taylor Sheridan has been watching me for many years, and I think he and I, have, ultimately in the beginning, he was kind of the tough guy and the protector of the Dutton family. And I think as Taylor got to know me, not only as a person, but, kind of watched the way that Beth and I with Kelly Riley and our transactions on screen, he really said, "Hey, would you be interested in making this a little bit more romantic?" I thought, yeah, of course. I mean, I haven't had the opportunity to do a lot of that in my career. So when he started writing it, it was an absolute pleasure. And it really gave me just another character, within the show and another color play. So it's been wonderful to be able to show that side of me, but also, of Rip.
Yeah. And it's just so much more real because nobody has just one side.
Of course. Yeah.
So well, you're just the hottest thing going. I mean, it's really that I think that's what everybody is turning on to watch. So it's really very great. Hey, this is a happy hour, and we need to have some wine. So I'm going to pour myself a little here.
All right.
And we can talk about it a little bit later, but I'm going to, here it is. I'm going to pass this over to you.
Thank you very much.
And you got it. Great.
Let's raise a toast to you and your beautiful vineyard and this phenomenal Hall wine. Cheers.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Cole. So, this is nice.
Delicious, I would say.
It is. Thank you. I think so too. So, when do you start filming again? So the script is already written, is that right? Or
I mean, Taylor's working on it right now, and I think we will be back sometime in July. Is what I'm looking forward to getting back to Montana and after season 5. I mean, season 5 is going to be, wonderful. I mean, the way we ended season 4, I can't give too much away. So, but the way season 4 ends, I think the audience and I mean, I know you like the show. I think you'll be happily surprised with a lot of things.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna love it no matter how it goes. So okay, this is tantalizing. That's great. Yeah. So you like it up there in Montana? I mean, it's a very different setting than Southern California. What do you like about it?
Well, actually, my dad's side of the family, they're all from up there. They're from Helena, which is the capital. And they've been up there since the beginning of time. So it was always kind of a dream of mine to go up there and do something. And that last year, the show decided to do all 100% show in Montana is just, an honor for me as an actor, but also, for somebody whose family's been there since the beginning. Like I said, my great grandfather was the first governor of Montana. He was a
Oh
banker.
my gosh.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And so just to be able to work up there at that state, and the people up there are fantastic. They've obviously, they love seeing me there and the production, and they've been, open arms to us. And I couldn't ask for just a better place to work. It's, especially during COVID last year and the pandemic, we were, in the most heavenly place on earth, I think. So it's a real honor, like I said, to work up there and be around those people and film just, in that backdrop, of just mountains, fresh air, and it's just, my family loves it. I love it. It's kind of the dream job.
Oh, I'm so glad for you. I'm so glad for all of us that you're there and doing that. And really, the scenery is just as beautiful as the acting is, as wonderful as the story is. That setting is just knocks you over. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, Taylor does a great job in in making sure that is such a big character on the show. And for us as actors, and I can speak for everybody, even including Kevin and Kelly Riley, Wes Bentley, Luke Grimes, Gil Birmingham. Everybody's a part of it. I mean, we come together. This is now going into our 5th year, so we come together as a family, and we hang out on the ranch even when we're not filming, and ride horses and fish and do all the things that Montana has to offer. So it's just, like I said, it's just the perfect job. It's a dream job, and I'm blessed.
Oh, that's just so fabulous. So, what about all those animals? I mean, you're out in the open. Do you ever have any dangerous encounters with bears, or are there bears there?
Oh yeah, bears. But I mean, the cool thing about Montana is there are more animals than there are people, and so there's only about 1 million, I think 1 or 2 when it comes to people, and there's a ton more animals. And so you see obviously a ton of deer. You see some bear here and there. You'll get to see some rams and tons of bald eagles. It's just one of those heavenly states, that it's becoming a little bit more known, I think, from the show. I think a lot of people are, interested in not only whitefish, but Missoula and Bozeman, and obviously Big Sky is a big ski resort area. But, there's still little pockets in the Bitterroot where we film that are just, you feel like you're totally isolated.
My goodness.
Oh.
It really it's just so incredibly beautiful. Beautiful skiing up there too.
Oh, yeah.
I've done some skiing in that area, at Yellowstone actually, which I love. Okay, we are getting audience questions that keep on coming, so let's take one. I'm going to take one, but someone has to. Here we go. Jeannie Bryan says, "Hi Cole, what do your kids think about your character, Rip?"
Well, my daughter's not allowed to watch yet.
How old is your daughter?
She's 8. She's a cool, I mean, amazing woman. But And I say woman because she's far beyond her years, but she's not allowed to watch, but she's very interested in, when people come up and say things like, "Oh my God, I'm so in love with the character." She's like, "Dad, why are they so in love with you?" And I'm like, and then of course my middle son Colt will chime in and go, "Yeah, why would they be in love with a killer?" You know? So I love Colt, and he watches it. And then my oldest boy, 16, his name's Ryland, and he loves the show. And my wife allows him to watch it the most, especially some of the more racy scenes, I should say.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and are there going to be more of those?
Oh, yeah, I mean, trust me.
Maybe.
These I got plenty of that.
Okay,
I'll give
good.
that much. I can't talk a lot about season 4, but it's
Okay.
more of the same with Beth and I.
Well, speaking for a friend, of course, I think she's going to be very happy. Yeah. So that's really good. So listen, you are on a horse so much of the time, and it is really impressive to see you sort of up there. I have just, I mean, how good a rider? You're obviously a good rider now. You've got to be after all these seasons. Were you a good rider at the beginning, or?
I would say I was, an average rider at first. I mean, I had ridden, as a child a lot up in Oregon where I grew up for a while on a ranch there, and then really got away from it. And then, if you go to Hawaii or you go to Jamaica or whatever, you jump on a horse and you do trails, if you're on vacation. But I've always been really into horseback riding. And when I got the job, Taylor Sheridan, the creator and writer, and John Linson, who's the creator as well, they're big horse guys. And so one of the things I wanted to do is not have stunt guys do anything for me. I went into a crash course of learning all the different disciplines, whether that's roping, cutting, just being able to work a ranch, do anything, get it on, put it on the saddle, bit, the whole thing. And I've been learning throughout the last 4 years, and I'm still learning. Everything's about saddle time. It's just like racing a car or doing anything that takes a lot of thought. It's just something you got to do all the time. So when I get up there in Montana, I'm constantly I'm constantly on a horse. So I love it.
Wow, that's a new phrase for me, saddle time, but I get it.
Yeah. It's all about that. You can't be great at anything unless you work at it. And that's the same with riding a horse.
See, I would have thought that it would be hard to act and at the same time sit up, ride a horse. I mean.
At first, that's actually real. When you're thinking about having to move reins and your feet and where they are, that's something I didn't want to have. I wanted to be secondary to just like walking, moving your hands. And I think that over the years, it's become that where, a lot of riding a horse is not about yanking a horse's head around. It's about using your feet and pressure points and making sure that they, understand. And I've gotten 3 amazing horses. They're big bay horses, and Jake Ream, who's a wonderful wrangler, he has worked with these horses, and so have I, to make sure they know me and my tendencies, and it's just been a joy.
So are these 3 horses that all look alike?
Yeah, they're bay horses.
Yeah,
they're like big, strong, ranch horses. They're nothing special, but at the same time, they are special. They're able to hit marks, and they know where they are. There are lights in their face. I mean, they're performers in their own right, and that just takes, cohesiveness and working with them. And dude, they all call my horses dude because they call me dude. So it's dude number 1, dude number 2, and dude number 3. And they kind of typically they're from like 8 to about 12 years old. And they're just, some of them are Grula, like bay mix. So they're big, strong, badasses, kind of like.
That says, so we just had a question. Let's put that back up here from Gary Cisneros, who wants to know how hard did you have to train for riding horses that well? Sounds like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, again, it's all about saddle time. You got to put in the hours to be great. It's like anything in life. It doesn't matter what your business is and what your discipline is in life. If you put in the time, put in the effort, work your ass off, you're going to be great at it.
How true is that?
Yeah.
Amen to
whatever
you're doing. And actually, the more you put in, the more you get out of it too, the more you appreciate them. Like with wine, the more you learn about wine, I think the more you enjoy it. So,
yeah, I'm definitely.
So here's another one that came. Sandra Deppy is asking, do you still have Cinnamon the horse?
Oh my God.
I don't remember Cinnamon. What is?
No, she's talking about my first horse in Oregon. So yeah, must have read an interview. So I used to have this horse that my mom, when I was 4 years old, she got me a horse, and I used to get on it and ride around the ranch that we lived on in Oregon. And we would go into the woods. I mean, my mom's just kind of a free spirit, so she'd just be like, "Go, get out of here." So I'd ride it, and then she had this big bell that she would ring, and my horse knew the bell ring, and we could be a mile away, 2 miles away, and it would hear it. And wherever I was, it would turn and walk back to the ranch house, and he'd put down his head, and I'd slide down his mane. I couldn't get off. I was too. I'd go in and have dinner. Yeah, that's Cinnamon.
Oh, I love that. You are made for this role, Cole Hauser. I mean, here you are. You talk about your mother, and your mother comes from Hollywood royalty. Your father comes from Montana royalty. I mean, this is perfect for you.
They say that, you get a couple roles in your lifetime as an actor, and this is definitely one that I've been, blessed with. And I've obviously worked really hard at it, but it's definitely been a blessing.
Well, let's talk a bit about this wine here that we're having. Okay, so it's a Cabernet. Let's start here. Cole likes it. Thank you, Cole. I'm glad. So this wine is called Cœur, which is the French word for heart. We called it that because the vineyards that the grapes come from, that go into this wine, come from the heart of Napa Valley, right in the middle. And so like the different areas of Napa have different qualities that come out in the wines. And this part of Napa tends to produce wines that have maybe a little bit of chocolatey qualities that tend to be very dense, have a lot of really dark fruit on them. And so if all is true to form, that's what we're going to find in this wine. So cheers.
Cheers.
Mm-hmm. Actually, it's what I have been finding in this wine because I've been sipping throughout our interview, which I love. So it's a dark colored wine. I always like to look at the color first on a wine because I think that tells you something quickly about a wine. And if it's a dark color, you can expect that it's going to be more flavorful, have a sort of a light red wine. So sort of like some of the Italian reds are going to be lighter, sort of more of a pinky quality than a red. But if you get one like this, then you just pretty much know it's going to be a wonderful, rich wine, and probably a Napa Cabernet, actually. And then the body is...
I'm going to drink every time you...
Okay, because I'm a professional, Cole. What can I say? Keep up with me. Yeah.
Same as I work really hard on riding horses, you work pretty hard on tasting wines. I can.
Yeah. So anyway, this really doesn't. These flavors are really dense. I just think they're really dense. They're rather luscious. Just sort of. It's clearly a very fruit-forward taste in this wine.
Agreed.
Would you say?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Oh, actually, that sounds like Rip. the ma'am part. So good. I like that.
I'm trying to teach the boys the yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am, and yes, sir, and no, sir. The
Yeah,
Texas a little bit, but I
it
like
is.
everybody.
It, everybody enjoys that. There's, I don't think anybody says, "Oh, don't be so polite." It's
No,
really,
if they do, you know what? Just smile and walk away.
that's right. I'm
Yeah.
with you. I'm with you. So I want to go back a little bit just to your, you were, I'm fascinated by your relationship with Taylor and how your character has been developing. And uh, I wonder, well, part of what I'm wondering about this is that, so have you ever thought that you want to write? Does that, would you see that as part of something that you would take on in your career?
Yeah, I mean, I love all facets of this business. You know, I've been writing, since I was 15 years old. So my mom's a writer. My father's a writer. My grandfather, great grandfather. I mean, they're all writers. And they're all,
And we're talking writer, right?
yeah,
Not right. Yeah.
yeah, writers. I mean, they're
Yeah.
all storytellers. In their own right. So that's all been passed down to me. I've worked with Taylor, and he's he's probably, in my opinion, one of the better American writers, out there for sure. But he and I work well together. We talk a lot, and I think what has made the character special is we listen to each other. He's like, "Hey, try this, go this way," and I trust him, and he trusts me, and it's just been a very nice merger of two creative souls.
That has got to be a joy for both of you.
Yeah,
That's
it has.
just,
Yeah.
it's really, really, really awesome.
He loves wine, by the way. I just want to throw this in
Oh,
there.
yeah. Well,
He would really enjoy not only this beautiful cab, but the masterpiece as well, the Jack. So,
oh,
uh,
yeah. We make the
never-
Jack's Masterpiece Cabernet, which
yeah,
we all
yeah.
at Hall really,
Yeah.
really love.
If you bring a bottle, it's right to his heart.
Okay. I can, I can probably make that happen. So,
He's
Cole, it is.
Dallas, not far from.
Hmm. Okay, let's see. Let's take another question here. Here we go. Allie Louder says or asks, "What shows or movies have you been watching lately, Cole? Do you have time to watch a movie?"
Oh God, you know what? I watch a lot of documentaries. Um, I feel like my wife and I, when we get to bed, we've kind of worn out Netflix over the last year. We're on HBO Max and we're on Hulu, but we're a big documentary family. As much as we can learn, you know, obviously a lot has been about the pandemic and about, social and racial equality, but also athletes, great artists, adventure stuff. I mean, I'm constantly trying to make sure that I can learn, you know, um, about different aspects of people's lives around the world. So I love documentaries. So I have not watched a lot of shows lately. ESPN is always especially during the first season is a big deal to me, but
Oh, you're a sports guy. Okay.
I
Yeah.
love
I'm so not surprised. But
yeah.
that's that's really great. So, yeah, I love documentaries too, and they are just so incredibly entertaining, but I'm hard pressed to just think of what the last one I watched, but in any event, they're actually entertaining too. I mean, it's not just,
And then I want to learn something while I'm doing it.
yeah, right.
My great grandfather had this that was inscribed at Warner Brothers. It was educate, enlighten, and entertain. And if you can do those three E's, as far as the business is concerned, then you've done your job.
Wow. That's very high-minded, and it's a really very lofty goal. I don't think we said, and I don't know that oh, yes, please point. I love that you're going to point yourself. You know what? I'm going to join you right here.
Yeah.
So I don't think we said, but I bet most people who are watching, but not everybody knows that your great grandfather was Jack Warner.
Harry
Sorry,
Warner.
Harry Warner. Harry Warner. Harry Warner.
big difference.
Yes, yes, but
Yeah.
big, very big.
Yeah.
So let's take one more audience question and then, okay. Katie Cullen says, who is your favorite character other than Rip on Yellowstone? Who is it?
God, you're going to get me in trouble if I answer that one. No, all of them, from Jimmy to, Lloyd, obviously Beth, because I work a lot with her. Kevin, I work, a lot with. Wes. The characters are so. It's wonderful, to play somebody. I'll answer it this way. It's really wonderful to play somebody that has the opportunity to go and kind of, be a part of the bunkhouse and deal with them as actors, and then be able to then navigate, the Beth and Rip relationship, and then also be able to go and sit in the Dutton house and talk with Kevin. The character, he's kind of, he has this great ability to go and be around everybody, and even Luke Grimes and Wes Bentley, over the seasons, and just be able to, interact with each and every kind of facet of the show. So Rip is, one of those guys that has had the opportunity to do that, and each and every one of them I love, and they're all different and they're all fantastic. So that's my answer.
That's a great answer. Who would you say okay, Jeannie Bryan, I'm going to get you, hold that question just for a second. I wanted to ask this one. Who on the show is most unlike the character they play?
Oh God. I would say Kelly Riley.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
She's English.
Well, yes.
Not from America. So that would be number one. Number two, she's a very sensitive, amazing soul.
Wow.
She's not, she can be tough, but she's anything like Beth. And I think the general consensus out there is that, for her to be as talented as she is on the show is that she must be that way. And she's not. She's just a phenomenal actress. And, the kind of quiet moments that we have on the show, that's really who Kelly is, and so I would say it would be her.
That's really beautiful. Oh,
Yeah.
gosh, I'm so glad I asked that question. So let's come back to, okay, Jeannie. Jeannie Bryan asks, when is your film Panama coming out?
To be determined. I finished it end of December. I go out to Nashville to loop it because the director, Mark Neveldine, out there in the next week or so. If I had to guess, I would say in the next 4 or 5 months, somewhere in there.
Great.
Yeah.
And can I ask you, you are coming, you have another film coming up that you are coming,
Yeah.
I think, to Dallas to shoot. Will you tell us about that?
Yeah, it's still kind of being worked out, all the logistics of it, but it's called YOLO, and it's based on a true story about this guy, Paul Furlison, and he was this heroic firefighter who, getting to know his story more and more, and, this is just me starting to get into the role. He's just a tremendous human being, and they did a lot for not only the community, but also, in saving people's lives. He was just a unreal person, and to have the ability to play somebody who's, such a great human being, I really look forward to it. He was just pure, and there was right and wrong, and he has this innate ability to put himself second to everybody else and save people's lives. Yeah.
Well, I can't wait. And
Thank
I'm sure everybody else can't wait as well.
I can't wait
So,
to.
Cole, you have been so generous with your time, and I need to let you go. But before you do, any last thoughts for all your fans who are watching us right now?
God, first of all, thank you for tuning in, and thank you for spending the time with Kathryn and I. And I want to thank you for sending me this beautiful bottle, and hopefully I can come visit you in person
Please.
and your husband and meet you guys. And um, much love to you all, and keep watching Yellowstone, but also keep watching everything that I do. I mean, the support that you guys give me makes me wake up early in the morning and study and work my ass off. So thank you again.
Well, Cole, it has just been a pure joy.
Cheers.
Thank you so much for joining. Cheers
All the best. God bless.
to you too. Well, my goodness, wasn't that amazing to have a chance to talk with such a great artist as well as human being who has taken so many roles over a period of time and given us all so much joy and thought-provoking um, reactions uh, along the way. To you all, thank you so much for joining. We've got many more fabulous shows lined up. Check us out, follow us either at Facebook or on Instagram for Hall or Walt or Baca, but follow us, any of those will get you the information about our upcoming shows. So I look forward to seeing you in the weeks ahead. We're back every week. And in the meantime, stay healthy and sip up.